Hello and welcome to the Quality Food Awards video channel. Today I am very excited to have Yossi and Rebecca of Yossi Foods, who are our small producer gold winners at the 2017 Quality Food Awards. Thank you so much for coming in, guys.
Thank you for having us.
And do tell us about how the company started.
Well, originally I'm coming from Israel, and for many years I was working in my grandfather's shop in Jerusalem. And when we moved to England, Rebecca and I, we were inspired by friends who came to our house and tried my falafel. And it came to a stage where I decided to turn it into a business. And about 4 years ago, I created Yossi Foods. And it started as a hobby, and within about a year, turned it into a real business. And here we are today.
I mean, I've tried your falafels. They're absolutely delicious. Tell me, is the recipe something you developed yourself, or where does that come from?
The recipe came originally from my grandfather. He was the first falafel guy in Jerusalem in early 1950s.
Wow.
And he started selling his falafel in a trolley, walking in the streets of Jerusalem, and then set up his shop where my mother and her sisters worked in the shop. I decided to take the old recipe, do a few tweaks to it, and bring it to our days. So the falafel is genuine Middle Eastern falafel, as if you would expect to find in the streets of the Middle East. It's made with natural ingredients, made by hand, using premium ingredients. And I think this is what makes the difference between Yossi falafel to the common falafel you can find elsewhere.
And it remains a family business, doesn't it?
Very much so. Our children have been involved, and me too from the beginning. Yossi initially started working in the finance industry when we first came over to England, and after a number of years decided that he was looking for something a bit more fulfilling, and this is why he was pulled into doing something that had a more homely and more meaningful drive and motivation, I think. And so I guess both me and the children have been there supporting along the way and getting involved in the branding, and the flavours are something that are what they are. You don't tinker with something that's been accepted and appreciated for many years through a huge swathe of the world, but actually turning it into a company and a brand is something that we've all been involved with.
The falafels themselves, you sell them frozen, don't you, so they can be cooked?
I think the key there is that Yossi gets up in the morning and makes the mix. So this is, the secret is in the mix of the spices and the way that it's put together. And then it's frozen so that when you cook them at home, or whoever's going to be eating them needs to heat them up and cook them so that they taste as they should be. It's not something that you would cook and put in the fridge for a week, which is a little bit more what we're used to on the supermarket shelves. That's not the way that somebody in the Middle East would eat them. They should be crispy on the outside and moist and tasty on the inside. And by selling them frozen, you can cook them properly and taste them how they should be tasted.
Fantastic. You're making me very hungry. So in terms of your QFA win, the gold win, were you expecting it when you entered? Did you think, the product is so incredible that out of all the many people who enter nationwide, we're going to get gold?
Gosh, no. And I think that the reason that we entered the QFA really was that we were looking for a national platform, and the Q Awards just really answered all the things that we were looking for. So a platform that we could get ourselves a bit more better known. I have to say the co-op was a really big drive there as well, you know, getting in front of the big retailers, and a potential prize there definitely made it worthwhile. But to get gold was not something we'd really thought about. We really felt that getting a good platform was the best thing that we might get out of it. So that was just an added excitement at the end of the day.
Oh, well, congratulations to you both, and thank you so much for coming in.
Pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.